Like unto last time, there was a thing composed of lumps, but this one was black and composed of 9, and it widened towards the top, whereas in the last operation, it widened towards the bottom. And as it came in and out of view, as the selections went on, the stillness grew, the silence grew, the red and green that swirled about it grew, and extended in between the black phosphenes in the room. And finally, a scouring euphoria rumbled down me from head to foot, and I feel tingly and throbby as I share this. The winter solstice icon from 1973 from the seventh ray gets one to think of the combination between the solar principle, which you manifest, and the spirit principle, which comes upon you. And this is brought about by being as divinity. The organization of the goetic spirits, I'm not sure if it lines up with my personal color experiences with them or any other divisions of Amaymon, Gawap, Corson, Seminar. The planetary associations of the spirits, that totally makes sense, and so does the descent and ascent of the God names and angel names. It can be seen elsewhere, but the magical alphabet that they use with the 2 extra letters, that's explained in its colors and attributions here. The master mandala, with its 9-fold attributions, is certainly important enough. Some people might use the individual zodiacal angel names, but they use the names for the quadrant beings, the elemental demon kings and the archangels. You have the order in the Goetia. You have decan and quinary attributes. We start with the first quinary of Aries rather than the last decan of Aquarius. And the elemental attributes seem to be pre-Aquarian age as well. And the master mandala isn't directly used, but it's a nice reference point. And I mean, in their operations that we went over last time. Now, I didn't read the book, but you can look up the older manuscripts, and you can definitely read the old manuscripts of the Goetic text, and even some of the translations are old enough to publicly share. The organization of the attributes of the Goetic spirits is certainly something that you don't really find too much in most of the grimoires that, they don't have a separate list where everything that works with this, here's the list, and here's the list for that and the other, which aids in comparing and contrasting at the very least, are in perhaps combination entity works. I think Lon Milo Duquette does not like to do certain joint operations or combination operations like some others might in this area. But, this is Carroll Poke Runyon's thing, and he more specializes in this. So it's understandable that somebody who would specialize has more use of such. Now, when I was going over this, it sounded like there was activity on the roof. And I don't mean like animals, I mean like, again, a sense of something going on above the building. The advice of the temple furniture is important enough. A 10-point star in sort of the Golden Dawn based tarot cards of Earth sort of thing, or the Rosy Cross Earth quadrant ideas. I don't think that's necessary for something that's not shown, but a lot of people, if they have the idea that this thing is on the other side or contained in this, that certainly has an effect. Midnight blue and dark blue are certainly of important connections, but I'm not concerned about people's assumptions for seeing black, a room painted black, or any of the other stuff. What is called the Canaanite pantheon restored, from what we see here, is very much along the lines of what I myself have concluded about these entities. I'm not sure how explicit I made that in my programming, and I've certainly sensed that, and aside from that, came to conclusions that were not all contained in that, but I tried to be very detailed in my program. Of course, we have Baal, Asherah, Yurch, Shalash, Kushar, Marbush, should have been the second one that we mentioned, Ant, Ashtrut, Yum, Tanit, Lutan, Mut, Chassis, probably last one there should have been before Ashtrut, Shippas, Furcus, Sagun is Dagun instead of Furcus. I should have said Al. Midnight blue does have some filming benefits to it. It doesn't reflect like the black does. And the whole thing with the double cube altar, it gives it sort of a biblical feel that, that sort of mythology.